go, Fritz.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
The Bears. The Bears.
I am the great Cornholio.
We'll see what happens.
Playoffs?
See, Sean McDonough, Jay Billis. Goats!
Can you play a song? Something cool. Put my mic on!
I'm calling both games.
Oh, baby! Are you serious?
Goes down the field for Smith.
Oh, he got it!
Seattle. We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
Big thing for me, college basketball. And for those that know me, you know that college basketball is my thing. And so the first college basketball opened up, season opener on Tuesday night. There were plenty of upsets. And this is what I love about college basketball. Nothing compares. Whether it's regular season or March Madness, nothing compares to it. Western Illinois beat Nebraska on Tuesday night. The Citadel beat Pitt. Ohio State nearly lost to Akron. Miami, Ohio beat Georgia Tech. And Navy beat 25th ranked Virginia on Tuesday night. And I haven't gotten a chance to look at last night's games, but I'm going to look it up real quick. I imagine that there might have been some upsets last night as well. As Maryland almost lost to George Washington last night. That was a close game, maybe a little closer than I or any fans would have hoped. But again, college basketball, this is a thing. And March Madness is known for the upsets, right? But I think what doesn't get enough attention is this happens all year round. Upsets like this happen a lot more than people are willing to kind of realize. And just scrolling down here to see if there were any other upsets last night. As last night there was a lot of action going on. Oh yeah, that's right. UC Riverside beat Arizona State at a buzzer beater, a half court shot. I think it was longer than half court, but that happened. And that was really it. There wasn't a lot of big time teams that played last night, but again, this is my point. College basketball is unmatched in the upsets. And again, this is not just one night of upsets. This is not about one night. March Madness is like this as well. It's a whole month of this. And what other sport do we see upsets and Cinderella runs similar to Oral Roberts, UCLA, Loyola Chicago from last year and previous years, and Oregon State from last year? Sure, there are upsets in NFL and NBA and all that stuff. Again, last night, perfect example, the Dolphins upset the Ravens, and the Jaguars beat the Bills last week. Sure, there are upsets in the NFL, and sure, there are similar things in the NBA as well. However, nothing compares to the college basketball upsets like that. Oral Roberts beating Ohio State in the tournament last year. That's almost comparable to a college football team beating the Bills. It just wouldn't ever happen in any other similar platform. Sure, Oral Roberts and Ohio State were both Division I, but the point is that was such a huge upset that to kind of put it into terms that of another sport, that's kind of the same level we're on. And that's the other thing. The Jaguars may get an upset and the Dolphins might get an upset here and there, but in March Madness, these teams go on a long run. That's saying that, the Dolphin, that's almost like saying that we have a 32-team NFL tournament and then the Lions go on to the NFC Championship or something like that. Think about that. Think about it from that standpoint. That's kind of kind of to compare it to. And that is why that's why I love college basketball so much, because there's nothing like it. There's no sport out there that can compare to the excitement, the competition, and the upsets that we see in college basketball. And as I mentioned last week, I'm so glad that college basketball is back. And outside of Maryland basketball, I mentioned about why I love Maryland basketball last week, but college basketball as a whole is it's amazing. I love it. And the NBA, I really have no reason to watch any other team except for whether my roommates are watching the Sixers game. I might watch some of that, but I'm not going to go and turn an NBA on just because, you know what I mean? And for college basketball, I will. If there's a college basketball game on, I'll turn it on just because you never know what's going to happen. And especially when, you know, there's 82 games in an NBA season, or 80 or 70 or whatever it is. They're always changing it. Sure, the Pistons are going to get a win here and there, but it's like, okay, that doesn't really mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, but in college basketball, there's about 30 games or so in the regular season. And when you lose a game against a team that you should crush, like, that's tough. And it's just interesting because that has a bigger impact on things. And not only that, but like in the NBA, everybody's a professional, right? And sure, like, everybody's gonna have an off night, but again, everybody's a professional. Professionals are gonna win whether they're favored or not here and there. Like, the Pistons are guaranteed to win a game here and there, right? But in college, like, they're not professionals. They're just college kids going out and playing basketball. And when a team like UC Riverside or other teams that nobody's ever heard of before goes out and beats, you know, one of the better, you know, a good team, and it's just so unexpected, you're like, whoa, where did that come from? And it is, it's just like, that's the thing that, like I said, there's nothing that matches that with college there's nothing that you can parallel it or match it up to. And sure, there's upsets in college football and NFL and NBA, and I don't know, there's just something about college basketball that an upset in basketball, in NCAA basketball, I don't know, nothing matches up to it. And I don't know, I think it's the fact that in football, if you're up by like 20 points or so, it's kind of over for the most point. But with NCAA basketball, you're up by 20. The game's not over until like the last minute or so, and you're up by 20. So I think that's, you know, I don't know. There's just something about it that just is unmatched in basketball.